U.S. media outlets have gone so far as to claim China's sixth-generation fighter could become a Chinese version of the MiG-23, implying America could still play catch-up as it did during the Cold War. But does this comparison really hold water? Or is it more a strategic narrative designed for psychological comfort, with China successfully completing the maiden flight of its sixth-generation fighter by late 2023? The competitive landscape between China and the US in aerospace has once again captured the global defense community's attention, particularly within the United States. There is palpable anxiety and discomfort over falling behind another nation in cutting-edge fighter development for the first time since World War II. The U.S. website Wartsony recently published an article suggesting China's J-36 could become a Chinese version of the MiG-23, arguing America still has an opportunity to overtake through accelerated R&D. This analogy clearly draws on Cold War-era historical precedent. The Soviet Union introduced the MiG-23 in 1970, whose high-altitude, high-speed capabilities initially outclassed the US F-4 Phantom II fighter. However, the US swiftly deployed the third-generation F-16 in 1978, which not only surpassed the MiG-23 in all flight performance metrics, but also held a commanding lead in electronic systems, radar, and missile technology. This left the Soviet Union perpetually playing catch-up throughout the latter half of the Cold War. It wasn't until the Su-27 appeared that the Soviet Union managed to narrow the gap somewhat, though it still lagged significantly in avionics, computing, and precision-guided weapons. However, comparing the J-36 to the MiG-23 overlooks a fundamental difference in eras. The technological foundation and development pace of China's aviation industry today are incomparable to those of the Soviet Union during the Cold War. Designed for extreme beyond visual range combat, the J-36 employs a triple-engine configuration for high-speed penetration and rapid withdrawal. Combined with its tailless wing design and omnidirectional stealth features, its concealment capabilities far surpass existing fifth-generation fighters. Crucially, it functions not as a standalone platform, but as part of an integrated combat system incorporating advanced radar, high-performance onboard computers, and ultra-long-range air-to-air missiles. For instance, China has already deployed the PL-15 missile with a range of 200 kilometers, while the PL-17 currently under testing may reach 400 kilometers. This enables the J-36 to launch attacks from airspace far beyond enemy aircraft, drastically compressing adversaries' reaction time and tactical maneuverability. By comparison, the US's most advanced operational missile, the AIM-120D, has a range of only about 160 kilometers, falling short of the PL-15's capabilities. Although the US is developing the 200-kilometer range AIM-260 missile to close this gap, China has already established a lead in next-generation missile technology. The core principle of beyond visual range air combat is detect and destroy. If one side's missiles lag significantly in range, its aircraft, no matter how maneuverable, struggle to close to effective attack distance. This starkly contrasts with the Cold War era, when the F-16 relied on maneuverability to suppress the MiG-23, a time when dogfights remained the primary form of aerial combat. In the era of sixth-generation fighters, battles may well be decided hundreds of kilometers away. Beyond the generational gap in missile technology, U.S. progress in critical subsystems for sixth-generation fighters is equally concerning. In propulsion systems, adaptive variable cycle engines required for sixth-generation fighters remain in the testing phase, with no final certification completed. Public information indicates China's variable cycle engine technology passed key tests in 2022, providing robust power for the J-36. In electronic warfare systems, China's breakthroughs in quantum radar, terahertz communications, and integrated electronic countermeasures in recent years have been partially integrated into the upgraded J-20 variant. These technologies will undoubtedly grant the J-36 comprehensive information superiority. More concerning is that the U.S. sixth-generation fighter program also faces severe talent gaps and supply chain issues. According to a 2023 report by the Aerospace Industries Association, the average age of senior engineers in the U.S. aerospace sector has reached 55, with a growing shortage of young talent. Meanwhile, over 30% of the 1,800-plus suppliers involved in the F-35 program are grappling with operational difficulties or technology succession challenges. In contrast, China produces more than 5 times as many aerospace graduates annually as the U.S. with a more balanced age distribution. Regarding supply chains, China has established a comprehensive aerospace industrial system capable of achieving self-reliance and control over everything from specialty materials to onboard chips, an advantage particularly crucial for developing highly complex systems like sixth-generation aircraft. From a broader perspective, the decline of the U.S. aerospace industry stands in stark contrast to China's rapid advancement in aviation technology. Through projects like the J-20, China has accumulated extensive experience in stealth fighter design while achieving world-class capabilities in composite materials, active phased array radar, and infrared detection. Furthermore, China's technological advancements in unmanned aerial vehicles, artificial intelligence, and high-speed data links provide a solid foundation for enabling network-centric warfare capabilities in sixth-generation aircraft. While the United States retains formidable technological foundations, its defense industrial base suffers from budget volatility, project management chaos, and hollowing out of manufacturing capabilities. Notably, sixth-generation aircraft competition extends far beyond airframe superiority, encompassing combat systems integration, data fusion, and cross-domain coordination. Concurrent with sixth-generation fighter development, China is aggressively advancing high-altitude, high-speed UAVs, loyal wingman systems, and the integration of space-based reconnaissance and communication networks. This implies that the J-36 could serve as the information node and decision-making core of an entire kill chain, directing drones to conduct reconnaissance, interference, or even strikes, thereby significantly expanding its operational radius and battlefield awareness. While the U.S. has similar concepts, such as the Cooperative Combat Aircraft Project, these remain at a relatively preliminary stage, raising questions about whether they can gain an advantage in future system-on-system confrontations. It should also be recognized that the current environment of Sino-US technological competition differs fundamentally from that of the US-Soviet Cold War era. The dynamics of global supply chains, talent mobility, and technology diffusion render pure technological blockades ineffective. China's rapid advancements in semiconductors, artificial intelligence, and precision manufacturing have also equipped it with the capability for autonomous innovation in critical domains. Should the U.S. approach this competition with a Cold War mindset of catch-up and overtaking, it risks underestimating the resilience of China's sustained innovation mechanisms and its engineering capabilities. In summary, attempts by U.S. media to downplay China's lead in sixth-generation aircraft by drawing historical parallels to the MiG-23 overlook both the complexity of contemporary aerospace technology systems and China's sustained innovation capacity. Under the new paradigm of air combat defined by ultra-long-range air-to-air missiles and all-domain stealth capabilities, relying solely on a strategy of delayed retaliation is increasingly ineffective. Unless the U.S. achieves disruptive breakthroughs in propulsion systems, sensors, or directed energy weapons, a true reversal in the sixth-generation aircraft competition will likely prove far more challenging than anticipated. The outcome of this technological race between major powers may hinge on who can more swiftly translate technological innovations into stable, reliable, and integrated combat capabilities, a dimension where China's pace appears to be accelerating.